Bell rolls is the reporter thrown into the secretive world of the Forex Super Model, where nothing is as it seems. Beware the techno monk, and steer clear of Professor Code and his two assistants. Give the senior trader a wide berth, and don't expect any sense from the risk manager. Good morning, I'm Professor Code and this is the Forex Super Model daily review for Wednesday the 4th of the 8th 2021. Time is 0445 GMT, quarter to 5 in the morning. Asian session coming to close, European session firing up, our lunchtime North American session. Right, yesterday then, Tuesday the 3rd, we had a negative opposed driver in the euro at minus 68, front and back door flows going mainly into the yen at plus 65, into the pound at plus 60, and the dollar was the negative rock at minus 53, activity plus or minus 125. You can see the flows were pretty balanced. Intra-week then, this is from Monday the 2nd, open to about 15 minutes ago. We got a positive unopposed driver in the yen. This time it's no backdoor flows at plus 205. The opposing negative flows mainly coming out of the dollar at minus 90, out of the euro at minus 82, and the pound is the negative rock at minus 33, activity plus or minus 205. So basically then, over the week so far, we've had the yen being strong to the exclusion of all else, and the bulk of those flows coming out fairly evenly from the dollar and the euro. Intraday then, this is the Asian session to about 15 minutes ago. We've got a positive opposed driver in the pound at plus 30, front and back door flows mainly coming out the yen at minus 27, out the dollar at minus 11, and the euro is the positive rock at plus 8, activity plus or minus 38. Right, what's been knocking it about, or going to knock it about? Well, yesterday late, early this morning effectively, we had New Zealand employment data, which was quite positive. Wednesday today we've got AUD retail sales. We've had that which are flat, sort of as expectations. We've got Euro retail sales later, and we've got the ADP report today, which is like the precursor to the NFP employment data. So it's usually all over the place in terms of as a predictor. Right, Thursday the 5th, tomorrow we've got Bank of England rates decision, and Friday we've got the NFP, non-farm payrolls. Right, so let's just have a look at the flows. Obviously we've been trying to sell the NZD for months now, and it's obviously been going the wrong way for us to a certain degree, off and on, and our trades have obviously come back a fair bit, particularly this week. So anyway, let's have a look at the flows. So the euro is soft, except against the dollar, the yen and the Swiss, which are softer. The yen is soft except against the dollar. The pound is strong except against the commodity currencies, the CAD, the AUD and the NZD. Right, we've got the Swiss. The Swiss is weak except against the yen and the dollar. The CAD is strong except against the AUD and the NZD. The AUD is strong except against the NZD, and the NZD is strong across the board. The dollar is weak across the board. Right, so what have we got? So we've got New Zealand strength across the board off the back of all this data and all this sort of positive sentiment, and we've got the dollar, USD weak across the board now, and take your pick in the middle. Right, so let's just get rid of that and have a look at the asset classes before we try and make some sense of what's going on. Right, so let's have a look. US dollar index then. US dollar index. Basically, it's come off from its highs a while ago. It's 0.33 from the high, so it's come off a third basically from its peak. Gold, in theory, should like that, and it's now 0.40 from the high, so it's getting back up there, but it's still it's just starting to show signs of life. Gold, right? Oil came right up, it came back down, and it's now 0.43 from the high. So it's come off considerably, oil really. Right, Wall Street. You've got this sort of, it's pretty much near going sideways at the treble top. So S&P, we've got this sort of break. It's sort of pretty much at the top there. Tech sort of likewise. So all these US equities, metrics of US equities, Wall Street, Dow, S&P, Tech, they're all basically right at the top of their ranges in terms of models. Right, and US 10-year, this is the price of the bond, remember. We had this like break in the price, yields coming off, yields coming back, price going up again, and it's now just slightly off the high. So yields are pretty soft in the US 10-year. The bund, which is the European equivalent, the bund basically looks like that. It's broken and it's carried on steaming on the price. So the yield in the EUR zone is relatively soft as well. So we've got soft bond yields, and the dollar's come off. So that's basically what we're looking at. Copper had a long period of chop. It broke significantly, and it's come back now to the half marks point. So it's 0.5 from the high or the low. So that's where we are. US steel had that little pump up from the infrastructure bill, really, probably, and then it's got this sort of look about it. It's 0.45 from the high, so it's just above half marks, but it's still pretty soft. Right, so let's clear this off, try and make some sense of what's going on, and to see what might happen today, given the economic calendar sort of data prints as well. So let's have a look then. So if I grab this, right. So last week then. Last week we had right. Last week basically we had this sort of situation. We had the dollar. Where is it? Yen, euro, pound. That was negatively driving. But on Friday, these flows started to turn around. And on Friday, we had pound weakness and dollar strength. So last week we had dollar weakness to the exclusion of all else. Friday it started to turn around. We started to see pound weakness and dollar strength, and so far this week we've got yen strength to the exclusion of all else, pound, euro, dollar on the weak side. So they're negative, right? So that's where we are. So the flows have had this turnaround. We're now in a position where we've got this massive yen strength, relatively speaking, for the week. Equities at a high, and we've got basically today we've got AUD retail sales, which have come out, Euro retail sales, and the ADP report. So and the dollar's come off obviously from the dollar index, and tomorrow we've got Bank of England rates decision, which is really going to really going to knock this pound about. So dollar, euro, yen, pound. So you've got equities right up to the top. Pound, you've got BOE, rates decision. You've got euro retail sales today. And you've got the ADP on the pound. So you've got major data prints in all the four majors. So obviously it's going to be quite dependent on the noise, on the amount of noise and the way these data prints come out. But if you look at the flows, the market's setting itself up for it's really pumped into the yen. Remember that unopposed positive driver can mean one of two things. It can either mean a continuation in yen strength or a peak. So we'll just have to see the way the flows come out. But you're going to get some action. If you start to see full risk on flows, which is what quite likely, we're likely to see yen weakness. So yen weakness is likely to be on the cards, and then with all the peripheral transmissions that go with that. So I know it's a bit vague, but there's so much in the air at the moment. So hope that was useful. See you tomorrow for the daily briefing. Thanks for watching.